Sunday panels, intimate sessions, let's get to know each other.
See, the fun part about the Sunday panels is that really we've gotten a lot of the basics out of the way. Now we can get down to maybe the personal stuff. I don't know, it makes you feel uncomfortable, then we don't have to.
No, we can talk to whatever. I'm down for whatever.
Yeah, that's the treat about being here on Sunday, guys. You get to hear all the stuff that we had to cover in the prelims, I guess, for the first 2 days. So, Dante, thank you for coming back again.
Thank you.
Glad that, you're like, Sunday, I'm too tired.
No, it's just not too bad. I just hate the Sunday morning panels. They're crazy.
Yeah.
The 10 a.m. Sunday panels are like, are you serious? I gotta do that?
Yeah, I agree. Going to the conventions, I do the same thing every time. I'm just like, no one's gonna be awake.
I know. Like, you know what? Let's just stop by Dunkin' Donuts and I'll grab some donuts and coffee, and then we'll just bring breakfast for people.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Next time we have to do that. If you're ever back in Phoenix, we'll have to set up this donut run.
Definitely.
And then everyone in the panel can have a donut, or at least we'll start splitting them because there's a lot of people.
What about both the donuts?
I'm not made of money. Dante could be. I'm not.
No. I did have this idea where, because a lot of times Sunday, there's not even a moderator, they just give you the mic and they're like, talk to people. And I'm like, what? We're all just getting up. I was like, what we can do is we can just have a date with Dante. I'll bring breakfast. We'll pick somebody in the audience, and whoever picks the ticket will interview me, and I'll buy them breakfast.
Next time, if you ever come back to one of our Phoenix cons, and time permitting, we should totally get you involved with. There's this panel called "Whose Line Is It Anime?" and there's a dating game on that, and I think you would make a superb guest on that spot. I think that would be fantastic.
What kind of dating?
The usual. You ask a question and the three panelists,
that's cool.
The three other contestants ask a
One
question.
time I got raffled off for a date, for a charity.
I've had that happen too.
A charity date.
Yeah, it was a cosplay day for me.
Hearts back. He's air texting me.
Heart smiley face. All right. Well, how's everybody else doing though?
How you guys doing? You guys good?
Yeah.
You guys get some rest last night?
Waking up.
You guys
still.
partying hard in Arizona?
Too many room parties? No.
I wound up in Scottsdale.
How'd you wind up in Scottsdale?
I don't know.
Do you knowingly know how you got to Scottsdale?
I was in
There's the better question.
Smoking hookah in a hookah bar in Scottsdale. They been kind of party hard in Scottsdale.
It's kind of true, yeah. Scottsdale kind of does it pretty hard.
Yeah, and
you
then
guys want to come in?
I jumped on an Uber back.
No.
Like, where you going? Mesa.
Mesa.
I made it back though.
At least you have the coherence to do so. That's always a good thing.
I jumped in Uber.
Welcome. And
hello. We met earlier. We took a picture earlier. We did. Follow our Instagram. I'll be on there. Hopefully I make the Instagram wall.
You should follow my Instagram. That'd be awesome.
Maybe.
Dante has
No, sometimes when because you have Instagram now, everything, and so so it's a bunch of people like a picture, right? Whatever. You get 1,000 likes or something. But then sometimes I'll just go through whoever liked my picture and I'll just go check out their Instagram and then like a bunch of the pictures. They're cool. I don't know. It's a lot of people that take cool pictures and then you just kind of wow, who is this person?
See, that's awesome because then
Smiley Girl 47. Let's see what she's about.
And then instantly you just made somebody else's day.
Yeah. Or I leave messages in people's Tumblr boxes because what I'm saying. A lot of people follow you and they comment and that's cool. And then it's sometimes you're I wonder who these people are.
Definitely, you definitely get a good feel for people who are paying attention to you too.
Yeah, totally.
Let's see. I don't know. There's been so many good questions asked. I feel like I'm running dry on those things.
Well, there's so many people here. There's people here we can talk here. Just you guys want to talk about anything in particular? Tinkerbell, what do you want to know? What? Why didn't you save me?
I think I overheard something about when you were in Phoenix at some point with the basketball game.
Oh yeah, I know we talked about
I want that story.
We talked about this the other day. I got in a fight in Phoenix because we were at a celebrity basketball game and we lost, which is fine because we're actors, not basketball players. Whatever. And then we wound up at this, I believe it was a Holiday Inn or something. And it's so hot, I was just saying this story yesterday. And then, so we were at the hotel and we're, of course, it's Arizona, so we're let's go swimming, right? No one brought swimming trunks. We're like all in our boxer shorts and stuff. And then these girls show up, which is cool. Like girls show, like I don't know, probably like 6 girls showed up that were just from the, I don't know. They found out where we were staying. So we were hanging out with these girls, and then some girls must have disappeared. I don't know. I wasn't involved in that aspect of it. But then guys showed up, a bunch of dudes, like 12 dudes or more, and obviously some of their boyfriends. Well, not our fault. But we didn't know, and there's some guys, like I remember specifically Alfonso Ribeiro was there. He was for Carlton on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Silver Spoons, and now he's like about to wink Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, that guy has been doing funny
It's
stuff.
awesome. But we're at the pool, and so we had another kid named Rodney with us, and Rodney's crazy. Rodney's dead. Rest in peace, Rodney, from a heroin overdose. Very talented actor. He was on a show called The Young Riders back in the day. It was like this Western show. But he's this Philly kid. He's crazy. He's like really crazy. Like the rest of us, like me and Alfonso grew up in the industry. We're like actor kids. You know what I'm saying? We're not, tough like that. He's from Philly.
Not Rodney.
Rodney's like died of heroin. That's how tough Rodney is, right? So these guys step up to us and they're like looking for the girlfriends, understandably kind of like pissed off, right? Even though it's not really our fault. We didn't know they had girlfriends. We don't boyfriends. We don't. So one of the girls is like looking for his girl, and then he's like kind of ready to start a fight. Someone throws a bottle, right? And then he's like, "What's up, man?" And then Rodney gets up it's like Phoenix in the middle of the night. We're like laying down in pool chairs. People are jumping in and out of the pool. Rodney gets up from laying down on a pool chair to just hitting the guy in the face. Boom. Then he grabs 2 Heineken bottles and smashes them together. And he's like, "Come on, motherfuckers, let's go, let's do this." And that shit made everybody stop for a second. Like, whoa. The other guys, the guys, they might have only been in high school or college, were like, "No, we just want to know what's up." When he said what's up, he was like, "We just want to know what's up. We don't want to get stabbed by broken Heineken bottles." And then Alfonso Ribeiro gets up like, "Yeah, man, we're from LA. That's how we roll." It was a crazy night. Anyway, we found the girls. Everybody, they apologized for coming and doing whatever. And we calmed Rodney down. He didn't kill anybody. No one went to jail. It was crazy. Me and Alfonso, we actually saw each other. Years later, we're talking about that. And he was like, "Can you believe Rodney smashed those bottles about to stab somebody?" Like, he's obviously done that before. Like, totally. I mean, he died of, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, Phoenix is a rough place.
It does things to you. Moral of the story on that one, as we covered yesterday, was don't do heroin.
Don't do heroin. And if anyone's talking smack, you just gotta hit that dude fast in the face, and you'll see everyone else calm down. Questions? What you want to talk about? What do you guys want to talk about?
Anything, or do you want
Yes.
more Dante stories?
What's your name?
Me?
Yeah.
Monette.
Monette?
Yeah.
What's up? What do you want to know?
I wanted to know about your experience working on American Dragon Jake Long, because I really liked it as a kid, and what you thought of like that style transition from season 1 to season 2, because I thought it was pretty weird.
First and foremost, that was pretty strange. I remember going like, what is wrong with it? What happened? Well, doing the show was awesome because it's my first time doing really a series of a cartoon, I got the gig, and yeah, it was just cool. I didn't know, like, I just kind of tripped into voice acting. It's all acting to me, so I don't really have like a different technique to do like voices, because if you watch the stuff I do, I'm really just acting. It's just me as a dragon, I'm not changing into a special dragon voice or anything like that. It's just like I'm a dragon. I'm a hip-hop dragon. But, so I loved doing that show. It was really fun. I mean, the cast was amazing, so I got to work with pros like young Mae Whitman, who I saw Mae, I think she was like 12 or 13 when she started, and then I knew her all throughout Avatar: Last Airbender, and so I started seeing her in clubs later on. I'm like, "Damn, Mae, what are you doing in the club?" Like, I probably should go home now. now that you're in the club, I'm out of here. I mean, John DiMaggio was in American Dragon, which was amazing. So we had a really great time on that set. It was so fun because I got to improv a lot. A lot of ways, I'm a lot like Jake Long just because I was a hip hop kid and I grew up like that. I mean, he's New York, I'm LA, but it was the same thing. So it was just me kind of having fun in the booth every week. And then the actual art was weird. I was like, what's going on? I asked the artist, I was like, it took me a while to get used to it, but they were explaining that I guess they wanted the characters to start having like a little like a romance thing, like the Huntsgirl and Jake, Rose and Jake, and like your eyes like Rose, yeah, Homestuck Rose. I mean, Rose is his name. It flies from my head. Anyway, so they would. I guess the original art looked too young. They looked like 12-year-old kids or something like that, and they were trying to make them look, you know, I don't know, 14, 15. So at least the romance seemed a little more less 12-year-old romance. I guess that was what they told me.
A little less on the child.
Yeah, so I was like, I guess that makes sense. If you look at the art now, you'll see like Jake is trying to be at like 14, 15, as opposed to like 11 or 12.
All grown up.
Which I guess makes sense. I mean, I don't know if they kissed or anything like that, but it'd be weird to see like little 12-year-old cartoon characters kiss, maybe.
Yeah.
Is it Aang 12?
That's what always was weirding me out about the whole Aang situation. But you know what? That's just, you know, because I ship guitar and stuff like that. But beyond that, like the guitar Aang thing, you know, like in like the Anakin and what's Natalie Portman's name? Yeah, weirded me out because it's like
Yeah, no, that's
he's like a little kid.
Yeah, she met him when he was like.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then of course.
I'm not sure how often that happens in life.
No, I don't know how many times girls like robbing the cradle, but.
Especially if you know the kid since he was like 10.
Yeah, seriously.
Right?
Then again, I don't know. Maybe the women can help me out with this. Are you attracted to power? I mean, like for the Avatar, that's like.
I mean, he is the Avatar. I'm gonna give you that. He is the Avatar.
Then again, she could have a Fire Lord.
He could. She could.
Attracted to Zuko.
But we digress.
It's true. Sorry.
Questions? Other questions? Anybody have a question? No question? Yes.
What has been your absolute favorite role?
It's hard to say, you know, because they're all, you know, it's cliche to say like they're all amazing, but they are. As far as I've been an actor like longer than dang near everybody in this room has been alive, probably. I've been an actor 29 years now, right? Which is crazy to say. So like your favorite role, you don't really think about it like that. It's like, you know, what was the favorite year of your life? I don't know. You know, when I look at films I've done or television shows I've done or even the voiceover stuff I've done, you know, it's more like looking at a photo album from your past, right? So you're like, oh my God, I missed that person, or I should give that person a call, or, you know, like, God, I can't believe, you know what I'm saying? So you look at these things in your past, and it's literally like looking through a photo album of your past, for me. And now it's spanned like 3 decades, which is crazy. So a lot of people that follow my career, I just talked to some young actress today, some young girl today that's in front of Skies on the phone, who kind of grew up watching my career, and a lot of people just kind of watch me grow up on film and television, which is weird. So it's hard to say like, what's your favorite, because it's like, it's your life. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, expanding on that,
Yes.
like roughly the same question, but it's like, do you have like a role? Do you feel that influenced like more of your career? Like, did Rufio really just skyrocket you in most things?
Yeah,
Or
I mean, Rufio
is it like
was-
Zuko that's really dragging you through most things now? Or?
No, you know, they're all, like Rufio and Zuko are iconic characters, became iconic characters for certain generations, and they're important, definitely. I mean, it's a breakthrough character, Rufio, and like I said, Zuko became iconic, but, and that's cool. Like those are, you know, people go to Hollywood and they hope that they will someday do a character. The whole reason I go to Hollywood is like, I hope I do a character that someone will remember me for.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that idea? And I have friends that I've been working actors who are like, I can't believe you have like 2 iconic characters. How did that happen? I'm like, I don't even know. But that's great for like fan bases and everything like that, and it lets me go to conventions, and that's awesome. But when you look at a career, like I said, like 30 years, you know, all the characters mean something. All the projects mean something. I did the debut. It's the first time I got to play like Filipino American, and that was really important for the community. For myself playing that, I mean, I got to do a movie called Biker Boys where I learned to ride motorcycles, and I'm a big motorcycle enthusiast. There's like things like that, you know. So it's all just parts of your life. Someone's jingling as they come in the room. How are you doing? I signed someone's crotch the other day. I walked into the room. So
What?
it was a skull.
Okay.
It was a skull.
I'm like,
crotch. It's crazy.
Okay, I was worried that somebody was like, Dante,
Yeah.
sign away. I didn't want that to happen.
No. Yeah, so the important roles are important, but also over a span of a career, you know, they're all important. Like the next one's important things, and then I'm writing, and everything's kind of
Oh,
important.
yeah, I didn't mean to belittle her.
No. It's just like you know, I don't know. It's like one of those weird things. Of course, you're gonna love the things that people love, and then there's other things that, you know, because there's everything. Like Take the Lead was super important to me because I was a dancer, and I mean, like, yeah. Then you go, oh yeah, I fell in love during that shoot. And that girl, you know, like there's also personal things connected to every project.
Are you still, do you still break dance from time to time?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, once
totally.
once a dancer, always a dancer, I think. Once a b-boy, always a b-boy. It's one of those things, like, if I walk into any club in America and there's, like, dancers dancing, it's something about dancers know dancers, you know? So, like, they'll look at you like, well, you know, get down. And I'm like, all right, well, let's go, you know? I'm not gonna hit the floor. I'm probably not gonna do a head spin or anything like that, but I can still get down.
Oh my god, I'm so sad I forgot the cardboard.
No. The thing is, as you get older, it's like a lot of the power moves you can't do anymore. But I'm a better dancer. Like you listen to music better. When you're young, you just want to like show people what you can do, and then when you're older, you actually enjoy music. I mean, I always love music, but I can break down the beat better, and I can just kind of like groove better.
Feel it better, feel the music.
Yeah, and like all the stuff that the young kids, a lot of them, you don't have a lot of style yet. So you get style. It's just weird, so it works out. When you're young, you got more power moves, and when you get older, you got more style.
All right, that's good. And we got a question lined up. Yeah?
Yes.
So yesterday, Janet tried to egg you on to become a director.
Okay.
What about trying to do a debut sequel?
Yeah, dude, that's already in the talks. That's in the works right now. Not in the works. There's a film to debut, this Filipino American film, but it was this cult film, and it's very classic for Asian America, and actually it went around the country for a while. It means it got independently distributed. The director and the producers went around the country for like the better part of 2 years, and it was like one of the top 10 independently distributed films of all time, which is great. So it's like over 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. And I think it was weird. It's one of those films that grossed a few $1 million just going around the country. So my company's talking about possibly getting involved in doing a sequel, because it's like, I've had my hand in helping to figure out what the story's going to be. So if it happens, it'd be cool. We can get a whole cast together. It'd be a cool reunion.
Get your family back in?
Yeah, but I'm not directing. Definitely not gonna direct.
You don't want to direct?
Not yet, man. Directing is hard. You know, I respect directors. I love directors. It's just,
Based on yesterday's conversation, it sounds like you know what you're doing, though.
No,
at least
I
in
mean,
terms of, like the general aspects.
Yeah, the general aspect, just because I know what I'm doing, because I've been around it my whole life. But it's like, because I know what feels good and what feels bad doesn't mean I would actually want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
I mean, I'm sure I will when the right project comes along, but it's not like a career move I would like to do. I write a lot. I've written a few films that got produced. I wrote a play. I wrote a book. So it's like, I love writing. I've been a writer my whole life, so it's easy. I mean, I can see myself writing and producing faster than directing.
All right. That's
Part of directing too is like I'm an actor, so I'm like,
yeah.
you're watching someone. I don't even know if I'd be able to watch someone and if they're not doing what I would want them. I don't know how I'd get them there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Cast spread, I guess. Questions?
Anybody got a question?
Yes.
What kind of like TV shows do you watch?
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now, I am currently watching and recording. I mean, Game of Thrones, of course.
Yeah.
I live Game of Thrones. What's up?
That was a shark, right?
It was a shark. I don't know.
I mean, it looked kind of like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm like Game of Thrones, Boardwalk Empire, a lot of like HBO shows. You know, Korra, of course.
Yeah.
I just watch other shows like Vampire Diaries. I watch Vampire Diaries. I do. I don't know why.
You can't think of any.
Cute girls.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good
Cat
reason.
Graham's a friend of mine. I watch it, whatever. I got caught up. Scandal. I watch Scandal. I don't know. There's a lot of other. I'm thinking of what else is on my like TV queue. There's a lot of other ones, but right now I'm like trying to finish up Boardwalk Empire, the last season, that kind of stuff. Question?
What got you into acting?
I was a break dancer, so that's pretty much how we started. Me and my brothers were breakdancing in the streets of San Francisco and Berkeley, and we became pretty popular in the 80s. We won a bunch of contests, and we started like doing it professionally, and started dancing for the 49ers and for the Oakland A's, and then we got picked up by the San Francisco Ballet Company, and then we did the Nutcracker with them, and we were just dancers in the Bay Area. And then we decided, let's go to LA and pursue dancing in LA. That's what we thought, right? And so we moved to LA. All that happened for I was 10, so we moved to LA when I was 10. Just crazy. And then when we got to LA, you quickly realized it's an actor's town, not a dancer's town, and we just started acting. Almost out of the block. When I say we started acting, it's like we started auditioning for acting roles, and I booked probably the first thing. I booked my first audition. It's like one of those stories, you know? But then my mom put us in classes and we started studying, and so I studied acting for on and off like 20 years straight. And so I'm a big proponent, like you need to study your craft, and it's really important. But that's how I got into it. Thank you.
Good.
Yes, Tim, yes.
How did you end up auditioning for Hook? What drew you to that character, and what did you do to prepare for that character? Did you always like Peter Pan, or was there anything like you were studying?
Well, you know, we audition for a lot of stuff. When there's movies in town, everyone knows about the big movies because it's like everyone's auditioning for them. When you're an actor, you basically, I don't know, you get like an audition. You know, you have an agent, you have a manager, they're looking for auditions for you. And then you get auditions and you go, we audition for tons of things. So it's just, that like anything else was like another audition. But it was a special audition because, you know, it was it's a Steven Spielberg doing the Peter Pan stories. Like everybody in town knew about it. Other friends had already auditioned for it. I think my little brother had auditioned for another role. I remember calling my manager going, whatever, I want to audition for any of these roles, you know. You can kind of call your agents and managers if you hear something, but they already know about it. They're already trying to get you on the audition. So I remember getting the call, actually, when I auditioned for it, me and my brother auditioned for the character on the same day. But, you know, preparing for it, I had like an acting coach, so I went and did the sides of the acting coach, and I kind of dressed up. There's a picture somewhere of how I dressed for the audition. It was so funny, which is just like, you know, I just dressed up, had like bracelets on. You do whatever you can to like kind of get you in the character for the role. So yeah, it was. I wouldn't say it's like every other audition, but it's like any other audition. You just kind of you get the sides, the scene you're gonna do, and you prepare for it. And you try to like dress appropriately and make some choices when you get in the room and you know, perform.
Did they have you read for any of the characters? Or?
No, it's like that role actually, the whole Hook thing was very weird because we went in and I went in, auditioned, and then we just, you know, I did it. I felt good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think a day or so later, they called up my agents and they're like, Steven Spielberg wants to meet him. Oh, wow, okay. So then I go in to meet Steven Spielberg and okay, so the legend when you're young, right, in Hollywood is, especially in those days, was like Steven Spielberg has like this office in the Universal Studios lot, Amblin, and he has an arcade. Like that's the whole legend. Right? He has this arcade, like his office is an arcade, and right, and all the games are free. That's like the real between all the acting kids, right? You're like, all right, so like you're gonna go meet Steven Spielberg. Awesome. So then we go into Universal Studios, and you go in the back, and there's Amblin Productions. You go there, and then there's a handful of kids there to meet Steven for the movie, and they let you into the arcade room, and there's a big arcade. Yeah, and then you're playing video games, and you press the button, and it's free. So you're just like playing for like 20, 30 minutes, just hanging out with the other kids, playing video games, and then someone taps you on the shoulder and is like, Steven, we'll meet you now. I'm like, all right. So I go to meet Steven Spielberg. It's cool, whatever. I'm all ready to do my scene. You know what I'm saying? I got my sides and my little picture. And then sit down and I talked to Steven Spielberg for the first time. Steven's super cool. And we talked about some other movies that I've done before. People always say like, because it's a big film, it's your breakthrough film. It's like you're discovered by Steven Spielberg, but the reality is, I was 15 at that time. I started acting in LA when I was 10, so I was already acting for 5 years. I'd already done some other projects, so he was talking about these other films that he saw me in and whatnot. And we had all these conversations about the actors I liked, and then he was like, then I was like, do you want me to do the scene for you? And he was like, no, we're good. I'm like, what? He's like, no, I just wanted to meet you. I'm like, all right, cool. And I thought, well, I don't know. I told my mom, like, I don't know, I didn't even do the scene. We just talked. So who knows? Played some video games. And then they offered me the role, which is great.
Awesome.
So it was a weird audition process. I won't think I've ever like just done a scene one time and they just gave me the role. But they did for Rufio.
Well, I guess it was just a perfect fit.
Maybe, yeah.
How was the process where did you seek them out or they sought you out for Zuko's son role?
I forget exactly how it happened. I think it was Mike and Brian. I mean, I didn't seek them out. I have no idea what they, we don't know what they're doing. Mike and Brian do their thing, but I think I recall they just hit me up and like, there's a role that we want you to do in the new series, and come in, let's talk about it, let's check it out. So we went in, I saw the character, and we started playing with the voice, and it was cool. It was weird. I thought it was a weird idea. I was like, it's weird, but it was cool. It's kind of like one of those odd things, but it's one of those things that also connected both series, the original and the new one. And I was like, that bridge, that bridge voice that just kind of tied together. And it was cool. I think it was a little strange, but at the same token, the first time Iroh spoke and my voice came out of his mouth, I was like, my Twitter blew up, like what? Which is weird because I don't always think that I'm that recognizable of a voice, but always people tell me that, so.
Yeah, like
it's what it is.
In one of the other panels, you were mentioning how somebody said that they heard you today and they also saw you in Hook. And like, you sound the same as you did when you were 15.
I know, I don't know how that works. I swear I've grown up.
Well, I don't know. The other thing too is that we've done it in every other panel. We could do it again. Do you want to try your old man voice again?
No. I might sound like this.
Was anybody here from any of the other panels when we were doing that?
Yeah, man, that's embarrassing.
Oh, no, it's fantastic.
Beautiful.
Questions? Any other questions? Yeah.
What was your favorite arcade game?
Growing up?
Yeah.
In the arcade right now? Well, probably, I was playing some recent games. I don't know, I love like this game called Dig Dug. Was a big game. Joust, I like Joust. And then as I was talking to someone recently, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4-player game in the arcade was awesome. Me and my brothers finished that one night in Vegas. Cost like $30. But we finished that. That I like X-Men. I don't know. All these games in my mind. Joust. Oh, it's big Joust.
Yeah, that's probably
Like Dragons. Like there's this place in LA. It's like a video game place. How you doing? No worries. He forgot his magnifying glass.
You found it.
And this place where it's like I forget what it's called, Twin Galaxies, I think, and it's like an online video game internet play, like a video game network. So I did some stuff for them, and they have this one arcade game that has every video game ever created on it. And I was like, no way.
Like a single box you can.
Yeah, a big single. It had every single controller, right? The ball, the spin, everything.
Jeez.
And it was like, and they got it specially made. They said, this is every video game ever recorded. I'm like, every game? Like what game? It's like consoles. They're like every console, every game ever made. And I'm like, get out of here. They're like, yeah. And then they go, go ahead, try it out. And then I was searching for games that had everything. Sidearms, Dragon Slayer, Space Ace, everything. Space Ace, dude.
Space Ace. Oh man.
I don't know about Space Ace.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that a lot of these games that you're talking about, what are these?
Yeah. It's
Young,
old school
young.
video games.
Yeah.
Questions? What y'all want to know about? Yes.
What's your favorite, like, Filipino food?
Ooh.
Ooh, are you Filipino? That's enough. That's good enough. The Filipino food, you know, my mom's lumpia. My mother's lumpia is like my favorite. I actually thought about, she actually had a, lumpia is like kind of like a, for you guys that know, it's basically an egg roll, but we don't call it egg rolls, we call it lumpia, and that's actually better than an egg roll. For whatever reason. But my mother's lumpia was awesome, and it's all about the wrapper too, like the homemade wrapper was really good. And so she actually had a lumpia spot in my hometown in Pittsburgh, California, where she would sell lumpia, which is awesome. But we moved to LA. This was when I was a really little kid. There's pictures of me and my brothers like eating lumpia, making wrappers when we were like 5, 6 in the local newspaper. So like one of my things, like in LA, all the food trucks are really popular. I was gonna invest in. I just don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I wanted to make it like a Basco lumpia truck. I just can't. I don't know who's gonna drive it around. Yeah, so I might do that still. Like with gourmet sauces, my mom's lumpia recipe. But lumpia is like one of my favorites. Of course, like the basics of elbow pancit, of course. But I love like crispy pata and kari kari. I was in the Philippines recently. I flew with my whole family back to the Philippines. We did this docu-series where I brought my brothers, 5 of us, brothers and sisters, and my parents. And my 2 cousins shot it, and I had this whole idea for this documentary about, it was like this Filipino thing, but it's really an American thing. The whole thing about America is we're, for the most part, besides Native Americans, we're a nation of immigrants, right? So my whole concept was, you got to go back to where you're from to kind of, like, we always ask, where are you from? Where are we from? It doesn't matter if you're from Europe or Africa or Asia or Latin America. We're all Americans, but let's go home and let's see where we're from. So I flew me and my brothers home. I executive produced this project, and we all went home. We teamed up with the Filipino tourism department, and we went for a month. We flew all around the Philippines, right? And then, which was crazy with my brothers and my parents, and it was fun and crazy at the same time. It's like a reality show. It was, after a while, some really deep-seated stuff started coming out in the hotel. I was like, what are we talking about? And fights. But then it was this beautiful thing. We ended up on the land where my grandfather, who's passed away at 96 a few years ago,